Stephanie, this is fantastic. I'm so glad my comments made sense to you. This is just superior in terms of presentational quality. I think you've done a fantastic job. I've got a couple of suggestions moving into final presentation next week that I think are going to make a lot of sense to you. But this creative brief, this just, oh man, this adds so much to the validity of the presentation itself, which is in turn going to work that much better in your student portfolio. That's the important part. Okay, let's talk about a couple of things I've noticed. Okay, so I want to go through. I'm just going to flip through the presentation real quick. And now what I want you to do is I want you to notice, just keep your eye right up here, all right? See how it's jumping around? You don't want that jumping around. You want that. See how that just jumped there? Here, let's show it again. There. See how it just jumped up there? I'm talking about that horizontal rule colors. You don't want those jumping around. You got to dock that and leave it. So that's where master pages come in InDesign. Okay, so that, and then the other thing is that since your introduction only has the colors going up 3/4 of the way across the page, let's go ahead and just duplicate that right here. I think it'll make a lot more sense to have that just consistency between the way that color bar is presented throughout the entire presentation, as opposed to having it span the whole page here and then down to 3/4 of the page there. Okay, so rough sketches of your giveaway item. What I would like to see you do on this page is just add a little bit of text somewhere where you think it'll fit. Well, let me just say something else before I start that. Let me take a look at your actual playing field, so to speak. So you have your pages are all the uniform sizes, right? But within these uniform size pages, what I would like you to do is that I'm going to use this page just because it's got a clear. What I would like you to do is I would like you to draw an imaginary playing field, okay? And everything in your presentation falls within that playing field. Okay, so as we can see, you have a lot of stuff that would be jumping out there. And what it's going to do is just, see, it would be jumping out there. So that would have to be brought in a little bit closer to fit in that playing field. And what that's going to do is this is really going to create some consistency in your margins. And that in turn is going to create some fantastic consistency, harmony throughout the presentation. If those margins are able to stay close to the same or the same. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm going to put my cursor right there and I'm going to flip. See how that margin just jumped over? There's no reason for that. Why can't we present this at the same size that we present that? You see what I'm saying? You start working with it. You'll see what I mean. I'm not talking about making any drastic changes whatsoever. I'm just talking about getting some uniformity in your margin sizes, okay? The next thing I want to mention is this. And for presentation's sake, let's go through here. Okay, so you get here, rough sketches of the giveaway item. Give your ideas here. And I think as a portfolio reviewer, which I am and have been for several years, I think that the most important thing for us to do when presenting work for portfolio is to be able to have the reviewer or the person looking at the portfolio to be able to kind of climb in the head of the designer, so to speak. So, and the only way to do that is to give us a little bit of textual information here on what your thought pattern is behind your work. What were you thinking? What were your ideas? Okay. Same thing here. What are your ideas behind your design collateral for your rough sketches for your trade show booth? All right. Then over here, first attempt business card. So then you say second attempt. So give us a little blurb over here. Why didn't the first attempt work? Okay. Why didn't the second attempt work that warranted a third attempt? And then at the fourth attempt, why did that warrant a fourth iteration? Now, let's not call it attempt. That sounds like that kind of indicates that the previous one was a failure, which they're not. I'm saying, let's say, our fourth iteration, okay, or fourth and final iteration. But tell us what worked and what didn't work. Why did you decide to go for another iteration? And in this, you don't have to say that. Well, my instructor said that this big gray box, this big gray circle, draws too much attention. You can say that yourself. Just say, I changed my brochure because I felt that there was too much visual weight on the back panel. It's that easy, right? That is going to allow the portfolio reviewer, or in due time, the person who is interested in hiring you, to be able to look at this. And yes, we see the changes, but what are the reason for the changes? And that shows a real understanding of the design process to be able to give reasoning for the design changes, not just something wanton, like some sort of wanton, purely visual solution. Do you see what I'm saying? So that is going to be wonderful in your presentation, in your student portfolio, where we're able to take a look at your decisions and say, and the reviewer's going to go, oh yeah, I see that. Yes, definitely. Good decision. Okay. This piece is fantastic. I love this piece. I really do. I love it. I think it's fantastic. A couple of things that I just want to do. I'm so glad you didn't center align that. This is fantastic. I love that you didn't center align this. You got a lot of some center aligning going on here, but not really here. So this is right aligned. Boy, I'm wondering if it wouldn't help if we were just to take that, move it in, take that margin, and right align the front there too. Because right now you've got this kind of left aligned logo with center aligned introductory type and then a right aligned tagline. So that's a little bit a little bit weird. See if you can work on that. I think you can. I know you can. You're a good designer. Then your materials list. Now this is beautiful in picture, in image. Great shot. Love it. This is good stuff, man. All right, then this is great that she shows how you went from this little illustration to this. Okay, and then you know how I feel about the booth itself. I think it's fantastic. Now, one suggestion is that I would say in your actual presentation, let's do this first. Okay, remember we did that labeling thing? So in other words, you say 100% cotton t-shirt, hemp, hemp thread, blah, 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 blah. Give us a little blurb right there and point to it. Give a little arrow, point right to it. Okay, then you have your little blurb about the tag. Okay, right over here, point to it. All right, then the actual stuff used in the print. Okay, label it, point to it. All right, then on the next page, give us the clean view just like this. So the viewer can go like this. They'll come down to those t-shirt and go, oh, okay, the label's made of that. The ink's made of that. Everything is self-contained, self-explanatory. But now let's get rid of the clutter, turn the page, and see the clean view. All right, next thing, same thing with this. Okay, so here's your first attempt. Don't forget to tell us why this warranted a second attempt. All right, here's your second attempt. And then what I would say is first attempt, and then what I would say is second attempt, and then what I would do here is just label all this stuff with your materials. Label the shirts, label the racks, label this, give us what all this stuff is, just like you labeled it before, okay? Then turn the page, give us the clean version. Okay, and I think that's really going to help. Now, don't worry about this being several pages long. It's okay. It's basically a kind of a process book. So, I think it's very, very, very strong. And I for one, am very impressed with your work ethic. So, this has come really a long way. Even the difference between this version and this version. Okay. So, if you want to make those changes and resubmit, have at it. I'm just afraid that you're going to be finished this week and I won't have anything to critique next week. So, and that's a good situation to be in, isn't it? And, yeah. All right. So anyway, Stephanie, listen, if you have any questions or comments, or if I can make anything more clear, please let me know. And again, you feel free to redesign or do whatever, address the issues I was talking about and repost. You can do it this week. You can wait till week 6. It's up to you. Okay. Thank you very much.